Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NACTA webinar series. Today, our special guest is Sasha Thiessen. She is the passenger sales account executive for Alaska Railroad. She's wonderful to work with. We've been getting to know each other really well, and I'm very excited about her being here. I'm waiting to hear more about her product, which I, by the way, do sell her product to my clients because I think it's a unique way of people to be able to experience Alaska. I want to do a little bit of housekeeping before I put myself on mute. You are all on mute, as I will be soon, so you don't hear me choking. And that's to prevent any background sounds. This is being recorded. I've just hit the button, and we will have it up on the NACTA YouTube account very shortly. If you've not signed up or subscribed to the NACTA YouTube account, I encourage you to do so. It is where we hold our recorded webinars. Lisa Watson also puts up some short webinars, tips and tricks, how to update your profile, what happens if you need to make changes to it, what happens if you forget your passcode, that sort of thing. So make sure to sign up and subscribe to the NACTA YouTube channel. I will be sending everybody a follow-up email message within the next day or two, and in that message it will include a link on this webinar. It will also include a link on how to subscribe, so I'll make sure to take care of all of you. So with that housekeeping done, I want to let you know we will have a Q&A session at the very end, and I will come off mute so that we can read your questions to Sasha. So for now, Sasha, I'm going to put myself on mute so you don't hear my sexy voice, and I am looking forward to your presentation. Take the reins.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Lorraine, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Sasha Thiessen, and I am one of the passenger sales account executives for the Alaska Railroad. And just so that I could get a poll, when was the last time any of you took a train ride? If you could just please take a moment and share your answers in the chat section, that would be very helpful. So if you could do so now.
Okay, I got a few people signing in. All right, so far about 6 people have said, I've been on one, they're wonderful.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm not seeing those.
No, you're not. I see them on my side. I'm the wizard.
Okay. All right, so we're getting some engagement and responses, which is great.
Oh, yeah, now there's like 15, and they're ranging from 3 years ago, lots of last September, 1999. So you get the idea. We've got a big range.
We do, which is excellent, and thank you all so much for sharing that information. It's very helpful, as I wanted to get an understanding of everyone's background from train rides and their experience. The Alaska Railroad is a different and unique train experience and ride compared to other rail travel. Over the next hour, I'm going to take you all on a journey as we explore the last frontier with Alaska's year-round premier transportation and adventure vacation package provider. We are your ticket to Alaska adventure and believe that the journey should be just as spectacular as the destination. The Alaska Railroad has been serving customers since 1923 and offers a spectacular and authentic way to experience the last frontier. We are able to connect our guests to the communities and regions of South Central and Interior Alaska. Our tracks span over 500 miles and are able to bring guests to remote parts of Alaska that are only accessible by train. I'll talk more about these remote places a little later on. A unique feature is that our tracks do not connect with any other rail system in the continental United States or Canada. This means we can put our own special touch on your client's experience. We offer year-round service and operate 3 trains daily during our summer season. Our onboard team of friendly Alaska tour guides and staff are there for our guests. Our slogan is "We are with you all the way," which is a promise that your client's trip will be seamless from ticketing to arrival at their destinations and the adventures that await. Our warm hospitality ensures our passengers are able to enjoy the journey and leave the driving and details to us. You will be pleased that you sent them our way. All passengers are greeted at our depots by knowledgeable Alaska-based agents. Our employees care about our guests and want to ensure their time in Alaska is a pleasant one. We are providing access to some of Alaska's most remote and special places. After all, it's all about the experience, and we want our passengers to have a safe and pleasant journey as they travel through the last frontier. Our Alaskan tour guides provide commentary on board, sharing historical facts, landscape features, even pointing out possible wildlife that we see just beyond our windows and tracks. The tour guides will even share personal experiences of what it was like to grow up in Alaska. There's always something to learn while on board. This is a map of our rail belt. Seward is the southernmost terminus at mile marker 0, and Fairbanks is in the interior of Alaska. Our daily summer service is from mid-May through mid-September. This is the most popular time to visit Alaska, as our temperatures are more moderate. We still have snow-capped mountains, and our trees, wildflowers, and other plants quickly bloom in those long daylight hours. Our summer value season pricing is available in May and September. Please reference our current pricing online for these special values, along with other adventures that may be available in the value season if you have clients that are price conscientious. Moving on to our first daily summer train is the Coastal Classic. It departs from our Anchorage depot bright and early at 6:45 a.m., heading southbound. For those that need their morning coffee, we do have an espresso stand within our Anchorage depot, so guests are able to enjoy their coffee while they wait to board the train. The Coastal Classic makes a stop in Girdwood before arriving in the port town of Seward just after 11 a.m. This is by far my favorite train route, and now I'm going to show you why. The Coastal Classic travels along the edge of Turnagain Arm. This is where the ocean and the Chugach mountain range meet. Glaciers hang from the sides of mountains, and our tracks break away from the road system to areas that are only accessible by train. Guests are able to view and experience nature, raw and untouched. They're able to enjoy it up close as we travel through pristine landscapes. Although all of our trains travel through beautiful scenery, many believe that this is the most spectacular 4.5-hour section along our rail belt. While we are not able to cue wildlife to appear, unfortunately, there are many great opportunities, however, for wildlife viewing from the train. We frequently spot bear, moose, and sheep from the Coastal Classic train. Our onboard tour guides will inform guests over the PA system if they see wildlife, and our conductors will slow the train down, possibly even stop, so guests can capture that great photo or get some video footage to share with friends and family back home. We pass through tunnels, over rivers, and waterfalls cascade down the sides of mountains. After traveling through mountain passes and valleys, we arrived in Seward just after 11 a.m. This quaint cruise port town is also the southernmost terminus of the Alaska Railroad, with lots of adventure and exploring to be had. Seward has won All-American City 3 times and offers a variety of activities for guests visiting for the day or spending the night. With the arrival into town just after 11 a.m., there's plenty of time to connect with day cruises into Kenai Fjords National Park, a popular tour and one of the 3 must-do activities I recommend to visitors while in Alaska. The first activity is, of course, riding with us on board the Alaska Railroad. For those guests that are taking a cruise out of Seward, the Coastal Classic train is a great way for them to enjoy a leisurely ride down to the cruise ship, spend the day in Seward, and sail away in the evening. Guests are able to add a day of adventure without adding an extra day to their itinerary. Day cruises are a great option for pre- and post-cruisers too. For those that are concluding a cruise in Seward, they are able to enjoy a marine wildlife and glacier day cruise during the day and ride the Coastal Classic train to Anchorage that evening. Other fun adventures in Seward include the Alaska Sea Life Center, Alaska's only public aquarium and marine wildlife rescue center. Here, guests may get up close and see a variety of marine animals, learn about their habitat, and even encounter some of the animals and learn about the techniques that the Alaska Sea Life Center practices. For those that seek a little more adrenaline and views from a different perspective, there is ziplining. Guests are able to travel through the coastal rainforest over the course of 3 hours and traverse across 8 zip lines. They are able to take in a variety of panoramic views along the way. Or perhaps the real Alaskan tour is of more interest for your clients. In this adventure, guests visit Exit Glacier, have lunch at the Resurrection Roadhouse at the Seward Windsong Lodge, and then spend 1.5 hours with the CV family, multi-time champions of the famous Iditarod race. Guests will tour their kennels and take a ride. And depending on the time of the season, there's even the opportunity to see and hold husky puppies. These are just some of the adventures your clients may enjoy while down in Seward. Whatever your clients decide to do, they can put a full day of adventure in and relax on the Coastal Classic heading back to Anchorage, where the Coastal Classic departs Seward at 6 p.m. and will arrive just after 10 p.m. into Anchorage. This is one of my favorite photos, the sunset over Turnagain Arm. This is about how dark it gets during the summer season. All you need is the Alaska Railroad and an iPhone to capture beautiful moments like this. Moving on to our second daily train, the Denali Star. This is our flagship train and travels between Anchorage and Fairbanks. This train is unique in that we have one train that departs Anchorage, heading north to Fairbanks, and a sister train that departs from Fairbanks, heading south to Anchorage. Both of these trains leave the station at 8:15 a.m. and will arrive at their final destination at 8 p.m. that evening. While the ride from Anchorage to Fairbanks, or Fairbanks down to Anchorage, is a scenic one, it's nearly 12 hours long one way. We recommend that guests spread their journey out over a few days and spend some time in the rail communities along the way in the evenings. After we depart Anchorage, traveling north on the Denali Star, we make a brief stop in Wasilla and continue onward to Talkeetna. From Anchorage to Talkeetna, it takes the Denali Star a little less than 3 hours with a brief stop in Wasilla. Picture-perfect moments are common on board the train, which journeys through pristine valleys and areas not accessible by road. There are some great photo opportunities of Denali, North America's tallest peak, at 20,322 feet, as the train heads north to Talkeetna. The northbound train arrives in Talkeetna at 11:05 a.m. Talkeetna is one of Alaska's gems of a community and a great overnight spot. Talkeetna is the launching point for climbers that have accepted the challenge to climb Denali. There are some great views of Denali and the Alaska Range that can be seen right in Talkeetna, as well as an array of other activities, such as more zip lining. Guests head north out of Talkeetna 3 miles on a scenic drive to the zip line course. This course is on the edge of a forested ridge and overlooks Talkeetna and the Susitna River. The course has 9 separate zip segments with 2 suspension bridges, even a spiral staircase. Or perhaps relaxing and taking in all the views and beauty of Alaska as you and your guide raft down the Talkeetna River with various mountain ranges, the backdrop, the Alaska Range, and Denali. If cruising down the river sounds more appealing than rowing, then there are panoramic views of Denali and the Alaska Range that you can see from a jet boat ride. However, my third experience that I recommend visitors enjoy while they are in Alaska is a flight seeing tour. Riding in one of these planes provides an entirely different perspective of the last frontier. Depending on the tour, some guests are able to circle the summit of Denali, even land on a glacier. It is truly a memorable and special experience, even breathtaking and moving for some. And continuing north to Denali National Park from Talkeetna, these are some of the views guests will see as we cross over rivers. To travel from Talkeetna to Denali National Park, the train ride is about 3.5 hours. We arrive at the Denali Depot from Talkeetna at 3:40 p.m. in the afternoon. A neat little fact is that our depot is actually within Denali National Park, and for many years, the train was the only way visitors could access the park before the park's highway system was built. Be sure your clients have ample time to explore this beautiful area. We recommend spending at least 2 nights here in Denali if your clients are able to do so. There are many tours for guests to enjoy while they are in Denali. These range from whitewater rafting, zip lining, dog sled tours, even a dinner theater. However, the most popular tour is a narrated drive down the 92-mile restricted park road. The park road is restricted after mile 15, allowing only certain tours into the park, and individuals aren't able to drive their rental car beyond this point. The advantages of this tour is that visitors are higher up than a car. They're able to look for wildlife easier, along with having a better vantage point. Plus, the driver provides commentary about history, flora, and fauna within the park. From Denali, the train continues northward, traveling across 119 miles before arriving in Fairbanks that evening at 8 p.m. Fall comes early on the northern part of the rail belt, around late August. The leaves begin to change into a sea of yellow, orange, and red. Fairbanks is Alaska's second largest city and is known as the Golden Heart City due to its rich history in gold mining. This is also the northernmost terminus of the rail belt. What many don't know about interior Alaska is how fabulous the weather can be in the summer. Deemed the land of the midnight sun, with warm, sunny days and over 21 hours of daylight. There is plenty of fun to be had late into the evening or early morning. As far as tours in Fairbanks and what to explore, the riverboat tour is by far a popular one. Guests are able to get a feel for the interior region as the riverboat travels along the Chena River, which the riverboat was a common mode of transportation during the Klondike Gold Rush era. If venturing further into the tundra and the Arctic Circle is of interest for your clients, there are flight seeing and driving tours to take clients up to the Arctic Circle, which is just 198 miles north of Fairbanks. Moving on to our third and final train, daily service train, is the Glacier Discovery. This train is a great way for those that are basing their vacation in Anchorage or have a late night flight out in Anchorage, but still want to go and explore and play without the commitment of a long day or overnight. Let's spend a few moments with this route as it's more dynamic than our other daily summer service trains. The Glacier Discovery departs Anchorage at 9:45 a.m., stops in Girdwood, then goes to Portage, heads north and down the Whittier Spur, returns south to Portage, proceeds further south to Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop, then arrives at Grandview. Once the train arrives at Grandview, it stops for a few minutes before continuing north, making stops at Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop, Portage, then Whittier, then back down to Portage, then continuing north to Girdwood, and concludes that evening back in Anchorage at 9:15 p.m. Now that you have an overview of this route, let me show you what you can do in each of these stops. After making a brief stop in Girdwood, picking guests up that may have stayed overnight at Alyeska Hotel, the train moves onward to Portage. A big draw to Portage is the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, which is guaranteed wildlife viewing of Alaskan animals. If you have clients that want to see Alaskan animals like bears, bison, and moose, come here. It's Alaska's premier rehabilitation center for injured and orphaned animals. In the springtime, there is the possibility to bottle feed even some of the babies, like moose or bison. It doesn't get much better than that. After the Glacier Discovery stops in Girdwood and Portage, the train travels north down the Whittier Spur to the cruise port of Whittier, which is the gateway to William Sound and glacier and wildlife viewing day cruises. Many passengers ride round trip from Anchorage to Whittier to connect to a Tidewater Glacier and wildlife viewing day cruise. Prince William Sound is known for its calm waters. If you have clients that are concerned about seasickness, this might be the port to visit for these day cruises. Currently, Princess is the only cruise line using this port, which means guests are able to ride the Glacier Discovery train to the ship and incorporate a day cruise in Whittier before departing that evening on their cruise. After dropping off day cruise passengers in Whittier, the train makes a stop in Portage to pick up guests that may have visited the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center and proceeds south to Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop. The Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop can only be accessed by train. There are many fun adventures that await here, including hiking with the U.S. Forest Ranger on a 2.6-mile hike to learn about the flora and fauna, or maybe kayaking amongst glacial icebergs is something your clients are interested in. Or if they really want to get their heart pumping, ice climbing on glacial bergs. However, one of the most popular tours and one of my favorites that I recommend to those that have the opportunity of taking the Glacier Discovery train down to Spencer Glacier is floating amongst glacial bergs in Spencer Lake and then floating 7 miles down the Placer River to meet up with the train. That's me in the back right. Our guide even rode up close enough to glaciers for us to touch them. We even held a small ice glacial berg piece. Life preservers and rain gear are provided for this tour, so your clients don't have to worry about packing those. However, definitely pieces that I recommend for rain gear. Can never have or can never not be prepared. Or if guests would rather stay on board and take in all the beauty of Alaska, they can do that too. Keep in mind, if you're planning a multi-generation family vacation and the grandparents want to stay on board while their children and grandchildren want to go play, this train works out very nicely. Once the Glacier Discovery arrives at this point, it spends about 10 minutes here before returning back down the mountain to pick up the rafters and hikers and those that took a Marine Wildlife Glacier Day cruise ride in Whittier for the return trip back to Anchorage. In this photo, this is beautiful Bartlett Glacier, which is nestled within the Kenai Mountains and is at an elevation of 1,064 feet above sea level. Now that I've shared information about our 3 daily summer trains, I want to spend a moment to discuss the Hurricane Turn train. The Hurricane Turn train is believed to be one of the last flag stop trains in America. During the summer season, it operates mid-May to mid-September out of our Talkeetna depot and runs Thursday through Monday. In the winter season, it operates the first Thursday of each month. The Hurricane Turn train runs on the same set of tracks as the Denali Star and services a 55-mile stretch of track that is only accessible by train. There are homesteaders that live out here, as well as locals that use the train to get to their favorite fishing or camping spot. And in the fall, locals use this to access their special hunting areas. What makes a flag stop train unique? Well, homesteaders and campers alike can stop by the tracks and flag down the train. The train will stop, and the conductor will work with the passengers for boarding and loading of their gear and supplies. Visitors enjoying being able to see and get out in this beautiful and rustic backcountry, as well as experience our Alaskan hospitality and a way of Alaskan life for some. As you can see, you never know what sights your clients will view outside their window, from homesteaders with supplies being delivered to a hunting party unloading their gear for the big hunt. There's always something to see. The train ride is about 6.5 hours and covers 110 miles round trip. Be sure to pack a lunch on this train ride, as well as snacks, as the train does not have our normal dining services available. I'll elaborate with these a little bit later on. Now that I shared our summer service, let's explore our winter service with the AURORA winter train. We have fewer passengers during the winter season. However, those that travel with us during this time rave about the experience. The winter light, wildlife sightings, and northern lights, along with our genuine Alaskan hospitality of our conductor on board, are all part of the favorable comments that we hear. The AURORA winter train operates on weekends from mid-September to mid-May. The train heads northbound on Saturday with stops in Wasilla and Talkeetna before arriving in Fairbanks that evening. On Sunday, the train heads southbound from Fairbanks to Anchorage, making the same stops. Due to popular winter festivities and activities, we've added midweek service in late December and early January during the holiday season, as well as late February and through March. Be sure to check out our winter brochure as well as our website for specific dates of our winter service for those special midweek trains. Our winter rail vacation packages bring many opportunities to explore Alaska. We can book hotels and popular tour excursions at rail stops. Activities include horse-drawn carriage rides at Chena Hot Springs up in Fairbanks, or just outside of Fairbanks, a pie-making class in Talkeetna at the Talkeetna Roadhouse, where you even get to bring home your own pie on the train. even have a snack if you'd like. It's amazing. For snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and more. A common question we are asked is, when may I see the northern lights? The aurora season for best viewing is from August 21st to April 21st. And the further north you travel in the state, the higher your chances are for seeing them. Keep in mind, however, that it needs to be dark in order to see them. So if you have clients that are thinking they can view them during the peak summer season, they'll need to return and visit us during the winter season, as it does not get dark enough during the summer months. Here I am in the top right, experiencing the World Ice Championships in Fairbanks. During the entire month of March, ice carvers and sculptors from all over the world congregate in Fairbanks to compete for the title. The intricacy and detail of these sculptures is amazing. Some of these pieces of art are over 20 feet tall. The bottom right photo was a photo that I captured while I was riding on board the AURORA train traveling through some stretch of track. Truly beautiful. To recap our trains and review the highlights, the Coastal Classic train travels between Anchorage and Seward with views of glaciers, wildlife, and soaring peaks of the Chugach mountain range. The Denali Star train travels between Anchorage and Fairbanks with stops in Talkeetna and Denali National Park. There is a sister train that travels south from Fairbanks to Anchorage and makes the same stops as well. The Glacier Discovery train travels from Anchorage to Whittier, Portage, Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop, and through the Placer River to Grandview. This is a great day trip train based out of Anchorage. The Hurricane Turn Flag Stop train travels along the same tracks as the Denali Star between a stretch of the roadless area between Talkeetna and the Hurricane section. The AURORA Winter train travels between Anchorage and Fairbanks and operates on weekends and select midweek dates between mid-May to mid-September. Be sure to visit us online for the current pricing and schedule information. Now that we've discussed our trains and their respective routes, let's move on to discuss our onboard service. We've come a long way since the early days and now feature two service levels, Adventure Class and Gold Star service. Adventure Class is our original and standard service level, featuring single-level rail cars that have comfortable, forward-facing seats with lots of legroom and large picture windows. Vestibules are between each rail car and provide open-air viewing as well as great photo-taking opportunities, or even just feeling the fresh air greet you on your face and blow through your hair. Most summer trains also feature a Vista Dome car. These raised dome seats are not ticketed, however, are available to Adventure Class passengers to take turns enjoying additional sights along the rail belt in a dome experience. We have a dining car for Adventure Class service where guests are able to purchase made-to-order meals and purchase them a la carte. Moving on to our Gold Star service. This is our premium service level and is featured on our summer trains, the Coastal Classic and the Denali Star. The Gold Star cars are bi-level with ticketed seating up top under a glass dome roof, and dining is on the main level of that car. We are the only train in the world to feature these second-story outdoor viewing platforms. This special experience is something your clients will be sure to enjoy and a special value that you can offer them. Here is another vantage point of the second-story viewing platform. As you can see, there is a glass dome on top for the roof, and quite a few passengers are able to gather in this space to enjoy the sights and fresh Alaskan air. In the upper level of each Gold Star car, There is a private bar as well as attendant. Adults receive 2 complimentary adult beverages with their ticket, and that is included in their ticket price. The Bloody Marys are marvelous. We offer full-service dining with hot made-to-order signature dishes with an Alaskan twist. We even offer local Alaskan beers too. One of my favorite breakfast entrees is the Country Scrambler, which is featured here. It has eggs, cheese, bacon, potatoes, and the twist is the reindeer sausage. It is fabulous. In Gold Star service, meals, the 2 adult beverages that I talked about earlier, as well as gratuity, are included in the ticket price. And best of all, it's all commissionable for you. Here's a preview of just some of the entrees that we feature on board. The Wilderness Cafe is on all 3 of our summer trains with grab-and-go food items. This is a perfect spot for those that want to grab something before a hike or looking for an afternoon snack. As you can see, there's benches and booths in the Wilderness Cafe car, so you can have your snack and maybe play a game of cards or catch up with friends and family. Items that we have available in the Wilderness Cafe car include sandwiches, salads, yogurt, fruit, granola, cookies, and much, much more. As I mentioned, from the ticket counter to delicious meals to our charismatic conductors, we are going to take care of your clients no matter what. Our team of friendly Alaskan tour guides and staff are there for you and your clients, from trip planning to arrival to destination and all the adventures in between. We are here for you. To provide further information about our onboard service, our tour guides are local Alaskan teens who offer trip commentary and personal anecdotes, adding to the authentic Alaskan experience of what our trains provide. These local youth undergo a course study program and are hand-selected. The Alaska Railroad and the Anchorage School District has been in partnership since 1980. Students that apply for the program must be at least 16 years old and possess a cumulative 2.5 GPA. They must also be a junior or senior in high school. This specialized training includes customer service, cross-cultural communication, public speaking, Alaska geography, economy, history, and visitor-related interests. Training provides students with excellent job skills and opportunities in the visitor industry, with specific focus as a tour guide for the Alaska Railroad. Summer employment with the Alaska Railroad is available for those that successfully complete the 11-week course and interview with us. Students that are selected to be tour guides for the Alaska Railroad are expected to work full-time during the summer between the end and beginning of the school year. We have a unique opportunity as a partner to be able to provide phenomenal sightseeing, transportation, along with activities and lodging along the rail belt. The Alaska Railroad experience continues to awe our passengers with routes through some of the most spectacular scenery on Earth, glaciers, Denali, and wildlife. We are your partner in Alaska travel. Now that I've shared with you our routes, our trains, and service levels, let's explore how to become an Alaska Railroad travel expert. It's really quite simple. You're going to complete the online training webinar, which we have one on our Travel Trade webpage, but you're also participating in one right now. So you can check number 1 off as complete. Second, you'll register your agency with us on the Alaska Railroad. The third item is to explore our online resources available for travel trade professionals such as yourself. And lastly, start creating adventures for your clients, whether that be rail travel or multi-day adventure packages to some of Alaska's most popular destinations. Let me take a moment now, and I'm going to show you where these resources reside on our Travel Trade page. All right, so as you can see, Lorraine, can you see that view?
I am still seeing the page that has the URL on it.
Okay, so I see the website on my view.
Okay.
It says it is pausing screen sharing.
It's not showing up yet.
Okay, maybe I will just go back to the other one then. Can you see you still see my view of the how to become an Alaska Railroad travel expert?
It says become an Alaska Railroad travel expert with the participant 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the URL.
Okay. In the follow-up email that Lorraine will send out to you all, there is that URL, and that is our travel trade page, and that's where you have the ability to register your agency with us online and become a partner with us, which we would highly encourage and are excited to partner with you.
On my side, I just typed in the URL, and there's a dash between travel and trade, and it showed up on my side.
Okay. I know. Okay.
I will post it to everybody so you don't have to hear us talking about this. I will post this in the panel for you right now, but it will be on the information that we send out tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lorraine.
And now I'll put myself back on mute.
Okay, but can you see the next slide where it says online sales tools?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, it says it is pausing screen sharing.
No, it's still showing the one with the URL at the bottom.
Oh, okay, how about now?
Yes.
Splendid. All right. Sorry, everyone. Moving on to what we have available on our travel trade page. These are some of the sales tools that we have available for our travel trade partners. We feature our summer and winter packages, which are a great reference to see what we have created for our partners or with our partners along the rail belts that are available to you. You have the ability for brochure requests, which I highly recommend having a hard copy at your desk. They use summer and winter. They are very handy. If you have upcoming consumer events that you will be attending and would like to have copies of our brochures, please reach out to me as we would be happy to ship them out to have for you to have at the event. We have a short video as well as photos that you can use for your own marketing efforts, whether that is for your website, social media, or a slideshow that you have looping in your office. These are our resources that we have available for you, and it's a great way to showcase Alaska to your clients and what the railroad has to offer them. We have a rail belt map, which you see on the far right side of my screen, and this is a great desk reference as well for viewing the different destinations along the rail belt and putting it into perspective. Other resources that we have online would be our frequently asked questions section. This is a convenient resource to reference. A common question that I'm asked, and we also have it featured on our website, is, do we have sleeper cars on the railroad? And the answer is no, we do not. We want our guests to enjoy the scenery by day and explore the Alaskan communities by afternoon and night. You also have the ability for signing up for our e-newsletter, the Inside Track, which is a great way to stay in the know with what's happening in the last frontier. And in the email that Lorraine will send out, there's also going to be our URL for joining our private Facebook group, Alaska Railroad Travel Trade Partners, to hear about news and events the travel trade team will be attending. And I will be sending that out later, as Lorraine had mentioned. So interested in learning how much commission you can easily earn with our packages? Well, let's dive in and explore one of our multi-day adventure packages and day trips too. Rail travel, as well as our multi-day adventure packages, include rail travel, excursions, and lodging along the rail belt, which our travel agent partners receive 10% commission on all three of those items. We have created 11 different summer packages, which you are able to book directly into for your clients. Another option is to modify the packages we've created based on your client's interests and time. Or if you are feeling real adventurous, you can create your own special package based on what your client would like to experience while in Alaska and using our rail belt map as your direction. For clients that are cruising to Alaska, our packages make great pre or post land tour options. Our itineraries can be customized to fit arrivals or departures out of Seward, Whittier, Anchorage, or Fairbanks. Now let's walk through our most popular package, the Deluxe Alaska Sampler. The Deluxe Alaska Sampler vacation provides great adventure over the course of 7 days and 7 nights. On day 1, guests arrive in Anchorage, where they have the opportunity to explore Alaska's largest city, as well as get a good night's sleep. I highly recommend this, as it's important to be well rested for the adventure ahead. On day 2, the adventure begins. Guests ride the Glacier Discovery train out to Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop, and here they'll float among icebergs and float 7 miles down the Placer River on a guided rafting trip. After the float trip, guests will reboard the train for a transfer via motor coach to Girdwood and overnight at Hotel Alyeska. On day 3, guests will ride the Coastal Classic from Girdwood down to Seward and cruise into Kenai Fjords National Park, where they can see hanging glaciers, sea otters, sea lions, and perhaps even whales. There, guests will overnight in Seward. On day 4, they will start their adventures at the Alaska Sea Life Center, learning about Alaska's marine wildlife up close. In the afternoon, guests will enjoy the Real Alaskan Tour with a hike out to Exit Glacier and a dog sled ride with the CV family. That evening, guests will ride the Coastal Classic back to Anchorage and overnight there. On day 5, guests travel north to Denali National Park on board the Denali Star. They will enjoy an evening of rip-roaring entertainment at the Alaska Cabin Night Dinner Theater. Guests will overnight in Denali. On day 6, they'll venture into Denali National Park on a 13-and-a-half-hour narrated tour. The tour guides will highlight the history, the flora, and the fauna as the tour travels further into the park. Guests will enjoy a lunch at Talkeetna before traveling back to Denali, where they will overnight that evening. On day 7, the morning is at the guest leisure in Denali. That afternoon, guests will return to Anchorage on the Denali Star and overnight in Anchorage. So how much does this package cost? Well, let's see. For a family of 4 riding in Gold Star, the total is $12,260. This package includes all the rail travel, adventures, as well as the lodging that we've described. The commission value earned is $1,226. As I mentioned before, there's the option to add on additional items. Perhaps in this family of 4, the parents want to go flight seeing in Denali National Park during that morning of leisure on day 7. Or maybe the family wants to go, or instead of doing the Real Alaska Tour in Seward, they want to go ziplining instead. The possibilities are endless, and our Alaskan-based reservation agents are happy to help and share recommendations and create packages with you. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are your partner that can coordinate the rail, lodging, and activities along the rail belt, creating those comprehensive bookings for you. You can book rail-only segments or vacation packages directly and receive the commission. We all know that there's no better way to sell a product than to experience it firsthand. We offer fam trips with a 60% discount in the summer for you and a travel companion. During our winter season, we offer a complimentary trip for you and a travel companion to experience the AURORA winter train. All fam trips are based on availability. To get started, after this webinar, please register your agency with us. Once that is complete, you can coordinate your fam travel dates with our reservations team. Be sure to let us know when you are in town, as myself and my colleagues would love the opportunity to meet with you and welcome you aboard. And remember, the best way to see Alaska is on the Alaska Railroad. we are your partner in creating memorable vacations that your clients will cherish and talk about for years to come. Thank you so very much for your time today. We are ecstatic that NACTA 2017 will be in Anchorage on September 13th through the 16th, and we will be actively participating in that conference. If you have any questions, please share those in the chat box, and Lorraine and I will be happy to discuss them.
Perfect, perfect. Do you have a couple of questions? A lot of them are similar, so I'm going to kind of narrow it down.
Okay.
They're asking about the training component on your website, which I'm sorry, I don't know why it didn't link up. It's called Modern Technology. It doesn't work when you're on stage.
I've been user error as well. I'm guilty of that sometimes.
So in your program, the travel trade site, there's opportunity to get material, brochures, maps, that sort of thing. Is there a training division that they should be looking into so they can be certified?
That is great question. And actually right now that's an item that we are developing further. So right now it's the webinar, so it's this, and we have one that's out there as well, very similar content. And we will be creating modules in the coming months that dive into our packages more, for instance, or how to create your own packages and market it in that regard for their own special engagements. So right now, does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's coming soon.
Yes. Short answer.
Coming soon.
Yes.
Here's a question. Do passengers in adventure class still have a guide in the train, or is it only for the Gold Star service?
Great question. So the tour guides travel through rail car to rail car. They primarily stay in the Gold Star service, but you hear all of their announcements over the PA system, and you do have interactions with them. They'll go through all the rail cars and interact with our guests.
Someone asked, does the birdhouse still exist in Anchorage?
Great question, and I would have to follow up with you, Lorraine.
It to me. Jess, can you put in the box a little more about, is it a restaurant? Is it a bed and breakfast? Just put in the chat box. Let's see. A lot of the questions are, because now you got everybody all ramped up to go. They're wondering what your part, you know, come on, you get everybody excited.
NACTA?
All the NACTA agents, of course. I know you said you're going to be there to do a training, and I'm just letting everybody know because about 80% of the questions are, is there going to be a pre or post FAM opportunity with you before and after the NACTA event? And I'm just going to say right now, so that you don't have to be committal on everything, more information is to come. How's that?
Perfect. That's exactly what I was going to say. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. For those of you who were not at the NACTA conference in Florida, over 130 people pre-registered to be part of the NACTA conference. So my recommendation to you is get on it. Register now. You can book rooms at the Captain Cook Hotel because that's going to be where it's hosted. And NACTA will be in touch with everybody soon. So don't make your flight plans yet unless you are not planning to participate in a pre or post event. A lot of people signed up for the events that were provided while people were at the conference. It was kind of a benefit to being at the conference to sign up first come, first serve to some of the packages that they were offering. But if you had seen the email that was sent to us, it says more opportunities coming soon in big bold. So just hang tight. It's not until mid-September. This is really mid-December, so you have quite a bit of time to book this. So just be patient. NACTA's working on it. Trust me. I know they're working on it, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities to do different things. So there you go. How's that?
Blended.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Thanks, Jesse. The Birdhouse is a super famous bar. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I would have to look into that unless I don't live in Anchorage,
I can email you the link that he sent. It's a little too long to just mention.
Okay.
Question about the deluxe Alaska sampler. Are hotel price included in the package?
Yes. We work with a variety of partners along the rail belt.
And the person who asked how to get the brochures, go to the Travel Trade website. Got that one down. Is the second story window viewing only in gold level?
Great question. Yes, only available in Gold Star rail cars.
Okay. I think that narrows it down.
And if there's any other questions, Lorraine, please feel free to email.
Yeah, I'll just send them to you. And I'm sorry, there's like a ton of stuff mixed in here. So people saying this is really good. Sasha, you did an awesome job. So I'm trying to filter through all that and still interpret it for you. So with that said, thank you, Sasha, for being on here. And I want to thank everybody for participating, being excited. I think the fact that NACTA is having their 2017 conference in the Anchorage area is very telling. It's a beautiful area. If anybody has any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me. I am a fellow travel agent. I've been an agent for over 10 years. My area of specialty is Alaska, so if you have any questions, I'm happy to help point you in the right direction. I'm one of your peers. For those of you who don't know me, I'm located in San Francisco Bay Area, Sonoma County, and I happen to be your webinar moderator. I've done this for about 3 years. It's awesome to work with the suppliers. Right, Sasha, when you're a little nervous,
fabulous.
Do I connect with you?
It has been a joy, Lorraine. Absolute joy.
And you know, NACTA is an awesome association. So thank you everybody for being in attendance today, for being NACTA members, and thank you, Sasha, for this great presentation. I'll make sure to send material out to everybody tomorrow with the so they can review this. One of the other questions somebody had asked was, is there a video similar to this on your website that they can download to show their clients?
So that was one of the features that I was trying to incorporate. Lorraine, you and I were going back and forth last week. In that photo section or photo library, everyone, there is a 3-minute video, which is wonderful. It is a preview, and I'm trying my darndest to show you all, but with the webinar capabilities, it wasn't available. But you're able to download that copy, and you can take a ride with us and showcase that to your clients so they have an understanding of the scenery that we travel through and just get a glimpse of where we travel in the last frontier. It is amazing, and I highly recommend that you all download that.
Perfect. And she did try. Trust me. She gave it a good college effort, and I went, you know what, don't even put it on there because it's slow on webinars. So thank you again, Sasha. Is there a good email address if people want to reach you, or is there an office phone number to be able to talk with somebody?
There we go. I did not advance it to the last slide. My apologies. So my email is Thelen, Thelen, S than Sam, at AKRR.com.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the folks who interacted and played the game of Ask the Question. Appreciate it. And like I said, hang tight. NACTA will be communicating more for opportunities for the NACTA conference. So, Sasha, have a great rest of your day, and thank you, everybody. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all on board soon. Bye-bye.